All right, you ready?
And a 1, and a 2, and I
dug my key into the side of his pretty little souped-up four-wheel drive. I carved my name into his leather seats. I took the Louisville Slugger to both headlights, slashed a hole in all 4 tires. Maybe next time he'll think before he cheats. Oh, maybe next time he'll think before he cheats.
What number are we on?
That was beautiful.
Nothing but bangers.
12?
12.
Episode 12.
Episode 12.
Reynolds said 12.
Yeah,
12?
Me.
That song, shout out Houston
Episode
Astros.
12.
You stole a World Series away from the Yankees.
Yeah.
Shout out Carrie Underwood.
Mickey Mantle could have won another one.
He never paid my rent. He can
didn't
win whatever
pay
he
mine
wants.
either.
Pay my rent.
F
Bama
him.
Blitz.
F him.
Well, welcome back to Lex Talk About It.
Yes, sir.
Let's begin introducing ourselves. My name is Thomas McCauley, the head of partner relations. To my left,
Frank Lewando, a.k.a. Grizzly, the COO.
Frankie D, CEO.
Appio Fragoletti, Director of Banking Relations.
and now introducing the #1 insurance salesman in the world, Dan, the insurance man, Henry.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
So much money.
Thank you guys.
Holy
Thanks
shit.
for having me. This is awesome.
We really appreciate you coming on the show.
Of course. Yeah, no, it's amazing. I really do
Let's talk
appreciate
about it. It's a big podcast in the community.
Yeah.
That
No.
you watch.
Yeah, I do. I do watch it.
Religiously.
I do watch it a lot. Yeah,
What's
every
your-
single night.
What's your
Number one
favorite part
fans?
about it?
The singing.
The
Yeah.
singing.
The singing is the favorite part by
Fair
far.
enough.
Sharpest
know?
attack. I like it. That's a salesman.
Yep.
All right, so talk about yourself.
Who is
Who are you?
Who's Dan
the man, Henry,
Dan the man,
the
Henry.
#1 insurance broker in the world?
Dan
All right.
Hen.
All right, let's get to it then. So, well, my name is Daniel Henry. I'm an insurance broker. So, in the beginning, I was actually a Allstate person. I realized that's the worst decision I ever chose.
Same.
So I was just like, I need to get out of this quick. Couldn't make any money. But so I decided to become a broker where I can help multiple people through different industries. With an agent, you're linked to one company and that's it. So you can only sell Allstate products, and guess what? If you can't write them, see you later. It's almost the same thing with your lending. It's like imagine you only had one place you can fund, and then that's it.
Yeah.
You're just kissing away so much money for no reason. So I decided, what? Let's leave. I want to become a broker. So I just choose to be a broker, and now I work for the people, and I try to find the best rates. It's most affordable for them, and it has been working really well for me. I've been writing a lot of premium, been helping a lot of people. I talked to a lot of different people as well. So it's definitely a good thing. So I enjoy it.
Nice. I like what you said. I work for the people now that you're a broker.
Yeah.
It's true. When you're just confined to the one guy, like you're just working for that company.
Yep.
But now you can service everyone.
Exactly. And it's really is amazing because when they do renew, it's just like, most of the times when you do sell a policy to someone, or let's say you do sell let's say a loan or something to someone that needs funding, right? And a year from now, let's say 11 months from now, I call them like, hey, how you doing? Once again, I've kind of reintroduced myself. Clearly I work for a lot of new home buyers. They forget about me. They don't care about me. The only thing they know, they have home insurance. So in 11 months from now, I'm like, hey, I can see that your rates are still the same. Do you want me to shop you around again? So I keep being in their face every single 11 months. And at one point, they're going to be like, you know what, Dan? Do you do this? You do this. Can you do that? You know what? Can you help my mom? And at one point, it's just like, I'm going to be so much in their face and so active in their life as being an insurance person.
Yeah.
They're never going to leave me.
No.
And at that point, they're stuck with me. So right now, I just been really focusing on just building my book with that type of relationship.
Yeah.
So many
It's really
parallels.
important.
It
I
really
mean,
is.
I know when
So many
right
parallels.
before you got into the insurance industry, like years ago, I signed on with Rich,
Yep.
and he signed my policy, and he calls me every month.
Rich,
Calls me every month.
Yep.
I mean, granted, I'm in a little bit of I was in an interesting situation. That's why
Yes.
he's calling me every month.
Yeah.
But I remember when you first were in Allstate, and then like 2 months into Allstate, they started dropping stuff left and right.
Left and right.
You were telling me how they're pulling all of their commercial business
Yep.
out of New York State, which is insane.
Insane. They're pulling everything. At one point, I was just like, let's say I was writing a lot of premium. Like I was, writing policies. At one point, I remember I go into the office, my agency owner at the time, not going to mention names, calls me in and he's like, hey guys, we got to sit down. He was just like, just want to let you guys know, if you have a ticket, an accident in 3 years, you're rejected. Like we can't write you at all. You're done. Like, so imagine having a name, Allstate. Imagine the amount of calls I got.
Those aren't in good hands.
No, they're not in good hands.
That's a lot of mayhem.
So imagine these phone calls. That is mayhem.
That was a bar.
That was a
Flex
funny
media.
one. But imagine having these people call you because you have this name, in your hands. You're trusted in all this. And at this point, it's just like, I'm good with rejection. But like at this point, I'm rejecting people right off the bat. Hey, do you have, any accents? Oh yeah, sorry. Your best bet is to call somewhere else. Imagine that. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? It's horrible. So at that point, I was just like, all right, that was one ticker. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to leave just yet. So I'm like, I'm keep on producing. At one point, they're like, all right, guys, you have to be clean in 5. And it's just like, and you have to be with the same carrier for 5 years. Yep. So imagine if you shop.
Is that what clean in 5 means?
Clean in 5 means that no tickets, no accidents, no violations. And you got to realize, same thing with funding. It's based on credit. So if you have shit credit, see you later.
Some funding is based on credit.
Okay. So
5 is still extreme.
So
It is.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it's
insane.
extreme.
5
It's a
years
long
clean,
time.
That's a
no
long
tickets,
time.
nothing. At the same time, I was just like, all right, and you had to be with the same carrier for like 5 years. I mean, you couldn't shop. So you had to be in.
qualify?
So no one can qualify. Like, they purposely did that so
I know
they
we
can
can't
not
qualify.
lose any more money. And then he just dropped all the commercial. I was just like, all right,
Wow.
I gotta get out of here
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
So I kind of, I did my thing, did my time. I learned what I could, and then I made sure to, leave and go to a broker.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I know you've been doing real well. We haven't spoken in like a month or two.
Yeah.
Me and Dan are very good friends. Have been for a long time. But you were telling me about a lot of the policies that you've been writing up recently. I know you've been doing real well, and it sounds like you're helping a crap ton of people. And some very wealthy individuals too.
Yes, it's really cool because with Allstate you can only write like let's say the average homeowner. I'm not saying that nothing's wrong with that, but at one point it's pretty cool talking to multi-millionaires. So at one point it's like like on a day-to-day basis I'm helping, let's say, someone buying their first car at a dealership, and then I'm also helping someone that's saying, hey Dan, I'm buying a $7 million home in Southampton. Oh yeah, there's no mortgage on it, and I haven't had insurance on it in 10 years, but I think I need insurance now. It's like, oh, I can do that. Like, yeah, no worries.
Man.
But it's like
Dan the man.
Insurance man.
Oh, it's awesome because
Dan
it's
the
like these
insurance
people look at you and it's like, imagine being like, I was just telling Appy before this, I just wrote up a hedge fund manager. It's like, so imagine this, like this hedge fund manager is calling my personal cell phone number saying, hey Dan, what can we do? Not just some random person, or we're talking a hedge fund manager. It's like, okay, this guy owns 7 homes, and he's calling my personal cell phone number. It's
pretty nice.
it's
It's
a
pretty
good
cool,
feeling. It's a good feeling.
It is a really good
How
feeling.
did you even get into this?
So the opportunity was very strange, I guess. At one point, my brother owned a bagel store, right? And I was doing my time working at the bagel store, and
Doing my time.
yeah, doing my time,
Funniest time in a lot of
It all
things.
starts with the food industry.
Yeah,
I
so
feel like-
A lot of-
same thing,
a lot.
sales. So at one point, my brother was just like, you know what? You wanted to sell it, made some good money. I'm like, awesome. So at this point, I was just like, I need to go into a new venture. My mom had a good friend. I'm not going to mention the name because she's not doing that hot. So I was like, let's just leave it as that. So, but she's mentioned like, hey, I'm opening up a brand new, brokerage, and I'll love to, have you on my team. I was just like, okay. She was just like, I'll pay for your schooling. And wound up schooling's not like you're going to, community college or a university. Schooling is, hey, go on, Google, type up ExamFX, by the way, if you guys are interested. Go on ExamFX. You pay $200. It took me, and it's a 95-hour course for your full P&C.
95 hours?
95
That's
hours.
a long course.
It's a long course.
That's only
Yeah.
75.
But ready, so it's
I didn't think
95 hours.
was that long.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I didn't get commercial.
so you
when I
didn't do
did
the commercial?
Allstate screws you over. I don't know
So-
if I could say this. Allstate screws
No.
you over. They only give you the personal line. They don't give you the commercial.
Yep.
What's
So-
a standard course length? Because I feel like 95 hours is not that long for a course.
So,
real
well-
estate is 75 to be an agent. If you want to be a broker, I want to say it's like 100.
What's mortgage?
I don't know
60,
more.
I think.
Mortgage
60.
lender? Yeah,
Crane
sounds about
operators
right.
at $120.
So my dad's a crane operator. He's
It's really
doing
not that much time.
yeah, he's doing a lot of CE though. It's the same thing with
Wow.
Yeah.
insurance, but it's
It's like
know
one Frankie work week.
but but you think about
Trip
it, it
digits.
goes quick. If you really put your time in, it's like the personal lines. If you just do personal lines, that's just like home, auto, umbrellas, motorcycles, simple stuff like that.
crazy.
That's 45 hours. But if you want to do the big thing where the big money's at, you go to the commercial, which is the 95-hour course. That's with you can do like, for example, I can insure, let's say your auto, let's say a Honda Civic from 1990 that you just bought off Craigslist for $100. I can insure that all the way up to practically a skyscraper in the city. So that's my length of the license. So with this opportunity, how I got into it, she's like, I'm open to a broker, you know, I would love to have you on. So I go online, I take my course. I wake up every single morning at 5 a.m. I studied, you know, till let's say 10 o'clock, just every single day. I have nothing else going on. So I finished it, completed the course, and got my license within 30 days.
Nice.
So done.
That's big.
You know, 30 days.
That's
and
good.
then, you know, if someone's actually interested in pursuing this type of thing, I went in as being an agent first. I'm working for a company such as Allstate.
Yeah.
So if you guys decide to go, let's say, a State Farm or Allstate, that's a basic salary job with, you know, health benefits. So if you're looking for something simple, you know, you can get a base salary starting at like 65,000. So if someone's like, don't know what really to do, they're kind of nervous, they can go to Allstate or State Farm, make 65K, and, you know, starting off.
And then
Especially for a
you
young
just have
man.
to find out a way to have 3 of those jobs at the same exact time. Then you'll be all right.
Yeah, exactly. Especially on Long
That's where
Island.
the commission comes
So,
in.
but this is the part. So you realize, like, I learned a lot as being an agent because I couldn't go right into a broker because I wouldn't know what the hell's going on. So being an agent, like, you learn like I guess the dynamics of insurance, almost being like, all right, this is how you sell it. This is how you know, tell it to the customer almost, and, you know, get used to rejection. So at one point I was just like, okay, 1, yeah, Allstate was taking, you know, a shitter. I had to get out. But 2, I want to make money. You know, like, I know insurance brokers are like, I don't know, they were saying that how if you want to be an insurance broker, the most amount of millionaires in the world are insurance brokers. So I was like, okay, you know, let's become a broker, you know, especially after all this. And right now, if you guys, anyone decides to become a broker, you leave, most of the times, like, you have to find a company that's allowing you to have your book, or at least own some partial ownership of your book.
Welcome to Lexington Capital
Yeah,
Holdings.
exactly. So you want to own a piece of your book. That's look how I look at it. That's my 401k. You know, that's my IRA. That's my retirement plan, because how I have it, I own 50% of my book, which I'm so grateful of, because I went to, I don't know, 7 places. No, we're not going to give you a book. No, we're not giving you a book. No one wants to offer you anything because they're greedy. They want to keep as much money as you can. So at one point, I found a company. They offered me 50% of my book, and I'm getting 50% commission up front, 50% of my renewals. So let's say I make 10K in commission in November. Next year, November, I start that month off with $10,000, and then I build. And next year again, that's $20,000 I'm starting off. So at one point, you can make a lot of money as being a broker.
You gotta put your time in.
Yes, exactly. It's like anything. You always have to put your time in.
I like what you said before about how you started off as a typical agent, where you got to really get your footing and get your ground and figure some things out, because that was the same way for me when I got my real estate license.
Of course.
When I got my real estate license, I had joined a brokerage that was 90% commission. I got 90%, where most agents are getting like 50 or 60 or maybe 70. I got 90%, but I got 0 help.
Yeah.
And I flopped. I flopped. I completely switched up where I was doing. I didn't know anything. I didn't know enough. All I did was my 75-hour course. But then a couple years later, I renewed my license. I always did my continuing education, and I joined a team. And joining the team was a huge help, because there was a lot of help from my fellow team members. We had this awesome guy, Victor. Victor was so helpful. He helped me fill out contracts, multiple contracts. He helped me put in offers. He really taught me the ropes, until I eventually decided, all right, I no longer want to be a part of this team because they're pulling some commission out, and I can switch over and just be a regular agent now. I now have enough knowledge and background where I can do all the things I needed help with, and start making better commissions or become a broker.
It makes sense. You know, and it's also good having a good team.
Yeah.
You know, team is everything. Because it's like
everything.
it's like before I went to the broker that I'm at now, I was with another broker, and it's like, you know, it was rough, because it was almost like everyone from themselves. Like, you know, I understand, like, you know, we're all adults, you know, we gotta push, we gotta grind. But at the same time, it's just like, when you want it to expand and learn more, but no one's willing to teach you or give you that knowledge, it's like,
They don't want you to do better.
yeah, they're just like, and they're like, oh damn, you know,
I love hearing this, honestly.
Me too. It's like
as
the
bad as this
opposite of
is,
where we
it's just
were
the
right
opposite of
now.
what we do over here.
Yeah, like,
So it sucks to hear, obviously, but no, it's just very important, obviously, in the growth of just not like the agent itself, but even like the company. Like, was it a bigger time company, or was it like an average size company? Like,
So a lot of the company I was with previously, before the one I'm at now, it was like, for example, it doesn't need to have a lot of people to be big.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. It's like, it's probably the same thing with you. You can, like, for example, there's probably 10 people there, but that agency probably had maybe over $70 million in premium.
Yeah.
So it's like,
But to have a 10-person agency, in my opinion, it's like you're not even like a big-time company. Like, why would you not want to grow your 10 agents and then turn into 15 and then turn that into 25 and then turn into 50?
they keep on expanding.
Yeah,
And
just
7
keep on-
turns into 140.
So it
keep
comes
on
down
turning
to,
over.
but at the same time, it comes down to finding the right person that has the right mentality to go into.
Yeah.
Because you gotta realize, it's like, right now, it's like you're not going to see a 60-year-old person leaving State Farm or Allstate to go to a broker and start fresh.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's right now you have to find those
Young
people.
meat.
Yep, are
Young
young
meat.
and willing to get paid shit money
Young meat.
for the beginning, because
Yeah.
you gotta outsource your leads. It's not like someone's gonna be like, oh yeah, here's a lead, you know,
Yeah.
go sell it, and this is a lot of money you can make off it. No one cares. You know, you gotta find that yourself. So it's like, it's difficult. So with this, well, same thing. Back to this new agency I'm with.
Yeah.
It's nice where it's just like, well, this person allows me to be like, hey, Dan, I want you to go out. I want you to get leads, you know, do your thing. And then the cool thing about this person, this particular agency I'm with, they were just like, all right, Dan, we're willing to pay for lunches for you to go out and start taking people out to lunch.
Nice.
Like-
You got the expense account.
So I got the
That's
expensive
cool.
count.
Hey.
Exactly. I never knew how important that was.
That's
huge,
awesome.
dude.
Huge. I go to all these, like, you know, mortgage companies. You know, I can name some, but, you know, no point in mentioning them. But I go to these mortgage companies and I will go in there. I'll
You're
buy.
not sponsored.
No, they're not sponsored. Don't deserve
Ten
it.
the man.
But, you know, but at the
They
same
might
time,
watch.
Ten the
they're-
man.
all right. Well, I could mention them. You know, I have, you know, Coltrane, United, Nationwide. You know, I have a particular group of people, but yes. So United in Melville, I got you. So there you go. But yeah. So I went there. I had one connection over in the Melville office. I was just like, hey, let me stop by. And Jimmy was just like my boss at, you know, I'm at with Oxford Mill, if anyone's curious. So he's just like, I'll buy you whatever you want. You go there and you get as many leads as you can. I was just like, bet. All right. I call Uncle Giuseppe's, you know,
His favorite place.
favorite.
so
Yeah.
I well, I know. Well, the thing is, with Uncle, well, I wanted to support a local business, but the issue is that the difference between paying for local sandwiches, let's say getting sandwiches, all this, it was $200 for the price. Then it was $100 of Uncle
We used to
Giuseppe's.
get bacon, egg, and cheeses from Uncle Giuseppe's for $2.99.
$2.99.
Yeah, so
Like-
it's one of those
Yeah,
things.
20
Now they're
They-
pushing
they
70
taste-
bucks.
They
like-
tasted like $2.99.
It tasted like butter with eggs.
But you know,
They
so
were,
I
it was
would,
good, though.
yeah, but it's worth the money. But when you're paying for deli sandwiches, it's like I would
$10 a sandwich.
insane. So I'll buy all these wraps. I went there the first day I went there. I was just like, hey, like the person that introduced me, his name is Luke. You know, Luke from the bagel store.
Really?
Yeah, Luke from the bagel store.
With the white Camaro?
Yeah, white Camaro. He has a Land Rover now.
Ah, good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
That's cool.
Exactly.
Shout out White Camaro. Luke.
Yeah, white
White
Camaro.
Camaro
So I go in there. I drop these sandwiches on the table. You know, it's my first time. I'm kind of nervous, you know. And while it's up, everyone starts walking in because they want free sandwiches. So I had to sell myself. I was just like, you know.
Like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah, I was just like,
This ain't
before
free.
you
I got
guys
a
got
sandwich. I got a policy for
take my
sandwich.
card
I got
first
a
before
policy
you take
written
that
down.
sandwich.
I had my card right in front of the sandwich, and I was just like, "Hey, before you want a plate, take this," you know. But
There you go.
Start
no,
putting
but,
them inside the sandwich.
but I made sure like but I mean,
Good marketing.
oh shit. But yeah, I made sure to have him sit down. I just shot it, and like I really I killed it because I knew exactly what they wanted to hear, you know. Because a lot of these times, like for example, they don't like realtors don't care too much about their insurance because with them. All right, they already got the deal. The loan officers care because when it comes to DTI, like debt to income, it's like, hey, Dan, if their insurance is more than $1,700, this deal is done.
Yeah.
This is not fundable. So with me, like I knew exactly what to say to make those deals fundable. You know, it would made it super attractive for these people. So at one point, that same day I walked out 4 brand new leads for 4 brand new home buyers. Got to the office, sent all those leads out, sold all 4 next week.
Wow.
Attaboy.
Right out of the
That's
back.
awesome.
Danny
Yeah.
Deals.
Yeah, Danny
Danny
Deals.
Deals.
So,
Danny
but
Deals.
yeah, so
Do
I
you
sold.
think that Long Island heavily contributed to success
What do you mean?
in the insurance game? Just Long Island in general.
Is it like
Like the density to.
Oh,
like,
how many-
Yeah.
okay.
your
How many
sales
people,
ratio.
the differences in
I understand.
income.
Well,
Yep.
It's, I don't know. That's a tough one there because with how our rates are high. I mean, a lot of our rates have been skyrocketing here along. Granted,
High.
they've been going all over the
Yep.
country, but like I know people that don't even have insurance right now because of how they tripled, they doubled, they tripled.
It's insane.
If you own
So-
the home outright, why have it?
So
Fuck it.
there's a few factors. Ready? So I can write in 44 states. So I've seen a lot of, you know, exactly what like I guess the insurance you're asking for. So for example, Florida, I'm talking to these multimillionaires. They don't even have insurance in their home. Because the average insurance for them, let's say on a big, like let's say 6,000 square foot home, you know, near the water, 30 grand. these guys are just like, screw it, I'm gonna take the risk and see if
Yeah.
this shit floods. Whatever, I'll pay for it
grand a month?
myself. 30 grand a year.
Oh my
But still,
God.
30. Imagine paying 30 grand a year just in homeowners insurance. It's not like you're seeing it. These people have no mortgage.
Same as their taxes, probably.
So it's like they don't care. But over here on Long Island, it's just like, it's still like, it's expensive. Let's be real. You know, like, you know.
Also, I didn't know that you weren't confined to New York. I thought that you were.
No,
confined to New
I'm
York.
44 states. So for example, I just I put a policy through just I think it was like 2 weeks ago for someone at United referred it to me 2 weeks ago when it was in Connecticut. Sold it, no problem.
That's cool.
And then, but yeah, I sell everywhere. Connecticut, I just sold a policy in Jersey. I actually sold a policy today in Massachusetts. I'm trying to think. Tennessee, I did recently. I did Wyoming recently.
Whatever happened with that painting collection guy?
Oh,
Can you even talk about it?
I can mention it.
I thought that was the cool. I thought that was the
This
cool.
is classified
So
information.
there's no
Abigail.
names.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to mention the name.
Of course.
Yeah.
Don't
So
even mention the state, but just like
I
I,
can
thought that
mention-
was
yeah.
really interesting.
Oh, it was super cool.
How big was that collection that you
So
insured? He insured
this-
an entire guy's paint collection.
So this guy's painting
Millions.
collection, right? This guy does all the picture frames actually for the whole for the White House.
Wow.
So guys does all the picture frames for the White House. Like if you look at like the presidential pictures.
Remy,
he-
hop on Google right
Yeah,
now.
I get. I'm not gonna say the name so you won't know. But he lived on Long Island. Let me just say it like that. So
Cool.
he did all the picture frames and wound up. I was doing this insurance for this guy. And this guy's just like, it was a little shady. Oh, not my side, but his side at least. He had a claim. He was like, Dan, like, oh no, like it's a bullshit claim, blah blah. Claim is like $400,000 in picture frames. And like wound up, I was like, I'm putting this probably put this policy through. The policy's like, I don't know, $130,000 in premium. So just for a picture frame collecting, like just the picture frames, and wound up, the guy was just like, I just need you to put a security camera in that room. He's just like, I ain't doing that. I was just like, what do you mean you're not doing it? He's like, I'm not doing it.
What do you mean?
I'm like, I'm looking at this. I'm like, this is $130,000 in premium. He's like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna put a camera. I was like, I'll go there and I'll pay for that camera, because at that point the commission was serious.
Yeah.
This is when I was with the other brokerage I was working with, and he was just like, I'm not gonna do that. So wound up that deal actually fell through because he refused to put security cameras, and to this day he actually doesn't own that place anymore, and he took everything else and he moved to Connecticut.
I was gonna say I thought he was from Connecticut.
Yeah, he's in Connecticut. He bought like some
funny.
$3 million home, but he owned some actually $40 million home in Montauk.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're still in contact with the guy. I know that you
Yeah, I'm still in
you
contact.
were really working him for a long
Oh,
time.
I'm
He
still
liked you
working
a
this
lot,
guy.
right?
Yeah, I'm still working him. But
He's gonna put that camera in one day.
yeah, I'm gonna get this guy one day. You know,
Until the
like,
coke is gone.
oh, there's
He's
some
just
people
gonna
I
keep
try to
moving to
get.
different
It's
states.
like, it's like,
I think that ties into our next segment though, and insurance sales tricks we want to know about from you.
Oh yeah.
Tricks.
Give us the tricks.
Yeah, tricks of the trade, you know.
Hey, well, how do you close a deal?
And
What's
the
your style of
follow-ups,
closing?
like a lot of follow-ups, a lot of
So-
cold outreach.
okay.
When your product's the best, is you don't really have to have a
So
specific closing
yeah,
style, but
it's well, it's like anything. You have to
Still
be
do.
personable. It's like one, you have to be personable, because if you're just like a blank sheet or like a dry wall, it's like, I don't want to talk to this person. I'd pay more money with some other company that actually has some sense of humor. So with me, how I sell is that I refuse to use. I have like, let's say, an office phone. I don't use that. Practically unplug it, put it to the corner. I use my personal cell phone number. So when I'm off the phone, like I introduce myself, like, my name is Daniel Henry. I'm here to insure your most expensive assets, and this is how I'm going to do it for you. Because you realize a home is their most expensive asset. Maybe it's their car. Who knows? So how
one
I
of the two, probably.
yeah. So how I explain it is that after I kind of go through the spiel and what I can do for them, I'd be like, this is my personal cell phone number. You call me when you need it.
Yeah.
So you gotta realize having someone's personal contact
Bless
is
you.
big.
Yeah.
Because imagine someone having yours.
Buddhist.
No,
yeah.
it's true.
You
We actually teach our sales reps to do that.
A lot
as
of
well.
people have
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
your personal cell phone number.
Yeah.
It's huge, because imagine someone like this, like I have it all day. Like I always have work to do. Like I get a text message once a day from a client just being like, hey Dan, this or this, or this and that. I'll just have multiple people just text me.
And that's a big thing for retention.
Yeah.
If you text somebody and they're right back to
Being
you at
accessible.
8:30, 9:30 at night when everyone's closed,
Exactly.
and you're
Means a
still
lot.
there, ready to go, like
That's why you work with a broker.
you're gonna be the
Plain
one who
and
wins.
simple.
And I make sure, like, I forgot who said it. I think it was Brian Tracy that said it. One of these big speakers. Love the guy. Really. Like, I don't know him personally, but just a great speaker. Fast.
Yeah.
People want it fast. Let's be real. Like how
Gratification.
I'm on it. Like, I stay on that phone until it's finished. Like, hey, you have a problem? Okay. I may be on the phone with the guy for 40 minutes. But I'm gonna solve that problem. If I have to talk to this underwriter to that underwriter, I'm gonna get it done. Or someone calls me like a loan officer. How I said it, I'm gonna get you that quote that day whenever I get it finished. I will send it right over to you. So hey Dan, this is closing. People call me, closing's today, and we're at closing. We have no insurance. No problem. On it, boom. Here's the binder. Here's a paid in full invoice. We're done. Wow. So fast. That's a big key for me. It's just keep on going. Move.
Speed is one of the most important parts of.
But yeah, you be efficient though,
especially the state we live in. People want it fast. People want it now.
Yeah.
You should hear us at our desk. We'll be sitting there. It'll be silent, and we'll just be like, speed,
agility,
light.
Yeah.
Him.
Well, that's the thing. You have to be fast. Because if you're fast, it's like Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, if you ain't first, you're last.
I piss excellence. I don't know about you, Dan.
What?
I piss excellence.
No, that's great.
Man's a Jedi.
I didn't understand it for a second. It took me a second.
But,
damn it, man.
Yeah, but you know how it is. So it's like, that's how I build my connections that way. And it's
shake and bake.
Shake and bake. Shake and bake.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
But yeah, so I'm trying to think of any other tricks. Like when it comes to my loan officers, like
I think the trick is just to be a fucking nice guy and to just genuinely care about your clients.
Yeah.
And speed.
And transparency.
And speed.
Well, I think transparency is definitely one, but speed is what I see the most. Like, it's probably the same thing if you funded. I need $100,000. When?
Yeah.
I need it yesterday. Yeah. Okay, let me see what I can do.
We got the product and program for you.
Exactly. So that's the big part, I think, is speed. Definitely speed, efficiency, and definitely, being there for your clients when no other person's there by 100%. Giving out your personal cell phone number and contacts.
100%. Yeah.
100%. What would you say is like the hardest part of like your specific type of sales?
Yeah, no, I understand. Right now, insurance has been weird.
Yeah.
Like it's not slowing me down. I have no issues. I'm still selling,
Yeah.
But
booking policies.
But from like when I was talking about originally, Allstate, like you realize they're done. State Farm, like they have a 3-day binding period. So if you get quoted,
I heard that, dude. Someone told me about that. They're like,
everyone who's got
Allstate,
I still
have like some insurance contacts.
And
like I tried going through Allstate. They told me 3 days. I'm at the dealership now. I'm like, what are you talking about?
State Farm does the 3 days where it's like people will be like, all right, they get a quote. They have to wait 3 days to even have that policy to be bound.
Yeah.
So with my end, you have carriers right now saying we have to have everything bundled. We're not doing anything monoline anymore, meaning single carriers. All right, you know what? We're cutting the commissions down to this. Like I want to make the most as I possibly can, but of course be beneficial to my clients. Yeah. So it's like, it's a lot of stuff outweighs a lot of things because you're looking at it, it's like, all right, well, this premium is at this price for this home, blah blah, and this is this, but guess what? This is only paying out 5%.
Yeah.
This carrier's paying out 15%. You really got to find ways to, make the most out of it.
You
but
pitch that one next year.
What?
So you pitch that one next year.
Well, yeah, but
I got your premium lowered.
So wait till you hear what I got for you.
Most of the time, it's like, but when I see like with my older shoppers, like when I do get leads, let's say people are like 50, 60 years old, they've been with the same carrier for like 15 years.
Oh yeah.
But they call me and I look at their RCE, which is replacement cost, right? And I'm like, their house is like $300,000 to replace. I'm like, your house is like 3,200 square foot. Like this is no way.
Yeah.
Like $300,000 to replace.
I'll do it. You were evaluated.
Yeah. I reevaluate, do everything. 680,000. Like I actually did this scenario today. Someone in Wisconsin, houses with Narragansett Bay, great company, but they stopped writing actually.
Yeah.
So
as they should.
Yeah. So Wallen's up 450,000 replacement. I do it. Cheapest one I got, or the most lowest RCE, was 660,000.
Wow.
But you gotta realize the premiums are completely different. So this guy's gonna be shell shocked once I want to be like, hey, it's gonna cost this much.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a lot of those factors play in it, and also commercial. It's a lot of things are getting weird on commercial ends as well, where it's like a lot of places don't want to do freights anymore. Like for example, it's like I just did a landscaper policy the other day, which was guys 6 landscaping trucks, right? But one was a heavy duty, over 10,000 pounds. They were just like, we don't want that.
We'll take the other ones.
Yeah, like, we'll take everything else, but we don't want that. Well, that one cost $70,000, and that's brand new. What are we supposed to do now? Oh, we don't want that.
We definitely don't want that.
So, and it's like this guy's just like, I don't want to insure that anywhere else, because at that point you don't want to have 2 different policies.
Yeah.
And how I say it's like you'd rather yell at one person instead of 2 people, right?
Yeah.
So you don't want to yell at the State Farm person. You want to yell all the stuff at me, So I'm here. So it's like that's how I look at it. But
that's a good strat.
It is. It's just like that's how I
want to sit on hold with 2 people.
You're a business owner. You got time. You don't got time to yell at 2 people.
No, I don't have time for this. But yeah. So but
My man's got 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Dan's got 3 jobs.
Yeah, I'm just doing everything. I'm like people's therapist.
Dan
half
writes
the time.
policies, he answers complaints, and he sells.
Oh, it sucks sometimes, man. It's rough,
come
but
on,
it's the part of the
man.
game.
It's
you
part of
know?
the grind.
That's what you
It's
do.
part of the grind.
I thought
man.
about getting.
It
like,
could be worse.
You know what? Like the other day, I actually got a referral. Girl got a house for free. Well,
Nice.
not free. Let me restate that. She's like a nurse, like a mobile nurse. Wound up, she was taking care of elderly women or elderly men, right? Girl's like 90-something years old. Wound up, there's only a nurse for 2 years with this girl. Girl's just like, she passes away. She had no family members. Gave the house to her.
Wow.
Just did the insurance for her the other day. She's just like, yeah, I just got this house. And I was just like inherited. So I was
That's
just like,
wild.
Do you have to pay extra for haunted houses?
I assume it was haunted. But,
Check the walls.
But she was just like,
Some
oh,
cash
and
in
I was
there.
asking, I was like, any updates? She's like, yeah, brand new roof 3 years ago.
Wow.
This. And I go on, I go online. You can see how Zillow has an estimated, cost. 760,000 or something like that, or 750. It was something around that range.
Is
I just did this on Friday. On the, what was it, the 29th? It was 29th of December. And I was just like, motherfucker. I'm like, that's insane. I'm like, wow, like maybe we're in the wrong industry, So,
Get to healthcare.
yeah, maybe you go in healthcare if you're like a mobile nurse.
Elderly
pays.
healthcare.
Elderly healthcare. Dan, how do you own 15 homes? I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my God.
But like,
They might look into that, honestly.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
don't do that.
no,
Where's the cyanide?
They're probably thinking poison, but no, like,
Just gentle lover and care.
The same notary on each one of these
Yeah.
wills here. I don't know.
it's
so weird.
It's crazy. It's insane. I'm like, but people just that's it. Like
That's it, yeah.
It's like one of my coworkers dealing with it. Her mom, the person's mom passed away. It's actually today. The mom has 7 cars,
Wow.
and the kids was like, what the hell am I supposed to do with 7 cars? And so right now,
Owned outright?
Insure them.
owned outright, and one wasn't owned outright. And it was a Lexus. It was like a Lexus, I don't know, 300 or IS 300. Nice car.
Yeah.
Wasn't owned out all
I'll
right.
take one.
But guy was just like, I don't know what to do with all these. So he wants to insure them all. And I was just like, but none of them are registered in his name. And I was like, there's still a policy enforced from the the dead mother. And I'm like,
Is there a way you can keep that policy? Because I'm sure that was cheap.
no, it definitely was. But weirdly enough, when it comes to older people, you would assume it would be cheaper.
Nope.
They get screwed.
Really?
So bad.
More of a risk.
That's so
What,
sad.
where's the age? Like when you turn 25, your
So-
stuff
Yeah,
gets
what's
lower.
the
but
best
like
guess?
how old
70,
until
right?
it gets raised?
So what I can see, I'm saying once you hit that retirement time, when you hit like 65,
59 and a half.
I'm saying 65.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
like-
we've all driven on Middle Country Road. It's for a reason.
So, but for example, you hit that limit. I'm the other day. I was not the other day, but like last month. I got this this lead, and girls, I think like 89. I was just like, she's paying like $7,000 a year for one car, and it was like wasn't anything like fancy. It was like a BMW, 330i,
What's wrong with that?
All I want to do is shout out Grizzly because my insurance policy is way cheaper.
sir.
Way cheaper.
Bro, as soon as you said BMW, I
Way
think you went
cheaper.
3 and I started dying laughing.
You can call it a 330. 2016.
Ah, shit.
I wish you could see
Sorry,
Remy dying behind the camera right now.
So yeah.
Breathing by Randy.
Long story short,
It's an
you're
M3,
not paying that
okay.
much money for insurance, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
So this person's paying $6,000 or $7,000 a year.
That's why.
For
What's
one
that
car.
break down to a month?
A little
Like
over
5
five.
something? 5
So
something?
imagine,
Yeah, that's
but
nuts.
clean.
Yeah.
No accidents, clean, nothing.
Wow.
Can't insure it. So, but it's one of those things. It's just like when you get older, you get screwed. I'm so sorry. I know you can't. You're not gonna let this
I
down.
love my car, bro. No need to
You have a
apologize.
beautiful car.
Actually,
I
get the
love
hell
my
off the
car, bro.
podcast.
I'm thinking,
Yeah, go
shit, I'm
home.
gonna get my keys.
After the first thing you told me before the podcast, Danny, now this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not good. Not
What'd you say
good.
before the podcast?
We'll talk about this
Well,
later.
yeah,
We'll talk about this later.
Off screen.
So
So what's the next question?
No, it's not a question, Daniel.
Oh,
Dan
no.
the man.
Dan's the
It's,
insurance man.
We're gonna do a little. How much do you know insurance skit?
I don't know that much.
Cue the cool,
I don't know that
designs.
much. If you ask.
Says the guy who I know who studies the freaking most.
I study a good
Just
When
amount.
he gets
almost
when
5
he gets
a.m.
into
till
something,
10, yeah.
when Danny gets into something, it's like
try.
you
You're a
better
demon.
not get in his at
you
your
work
way.
100 hours?
In a week?
Yeah.
You got me there.
You don't try hard enough.
I know it's one of those things. You really have to work a lot.
You've been
But
buying
it's one of the
Dwight?
things. It's like how I try to I try to put in as much as I can.
Yeah.
So
Fair
it's
enough.
like, for example, as like with you guys, you have the
Yeah.
opportunity to call California. Like
Yeah.
when I was speaking with you before, it's 9 p.m. but it's 5 p.m. there.
Yes, sir.
With me, it's like I don't have those particular lead sources that I can get out there. Clearly, I can try, but it's one of those things. I have so many lead sources here where I got to focus on in this particular location, gain the access to these people to then, hopefully outsource them.
You could I feel like you could maybe cold DM though, late at night. You could send follow up emails and texts. There's definitely
So right now I was on.
We got to get you into Cali.
Also, Dan, the insurance
we
man,
do.
Henry's free marketing sauce. There
Free
you go.
marketing.
Well,
California people would love Dan.
Well, Cali.
They would love Dan.
No
They
one
would
wants
love
to
Dan.
insure Cali. State Farm left that place.
Yeah,
No
but
one wants
you're a
that.
broker.
No one wants that.
Brokers.
Well,
Yeah,
it's in
brokers.
Florida.
You
Go
got
to
someone
go to
who could-
Arizona.
Who could do it?
Sedona.
Sedona,
Yeah,
Arizona.
Well, it's no one wants to insure Florida. It's just no one does.
Really?
No one wants to insure.
That's a
you know,
beautiful
Too many
state.
old people
California.
down in Florida.
Yeah, too many old
Old
people.
people and
And a lot of
crackheads.
nurses.
Yeah, man.
A lot of
So-
nurses
Beautiful
taking
state.
houses.
Yeah. So it's one of those things, and it's just I just tried to insure a trailer yesterday in Florida. A trailer. It's the same price as the homeowners here, and it's just it makes no sense. It's just it's so
Flies away,
much.
you got to get another one.
What? Yeah. Oh, it
Also,
flies away. It's
yeah.
gone. Yeah. But yeah, it's an insane market right
It's
now.
insane.
But all right, let me
You
hear
ready?
these.
All right. So listen, our first question. What is the core principle behind insurance? These are all multiple choice, by the way.
Okay.
Is it A, sharing financial risk across a group of individuals? B, guaranteeing profits for insurance companies? C, reducing personal responsibility for unseen events? Or D, predicting the future?
In school they always say C gets degrees, but I know it's not C. It's A. Sharing financial risk across a group of individuals.
My man.
I know.
Good job,
1
Dan.
point.
All right.
1 for 1.
Which type of insurance protects your belongings from damage or theft? If you want to tell me this one before I even give you the answers, I'll give you 2 points.
I can just give it to you.
All right,
So
what is it?
it's definitely property insurance.
Oh, you got the. Oh, all right. I'll still give you 2 points.
What?
Not the
I
answer,
didn't
but the
realize you had.
questions.
Yeah, I didn't realize you had the
Oh,
questions. 'Cause, yeah.
Oh no, I see it right here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no,
still
it's
get 2
definitely.
points. All right.
Okay, I
Yeah,
appreciate it. Should I
nice,
not look
yeah.
anymore?
No. Oh no, you can look.
can look.
It's
Okay.
multiple choice. It makes
Yeah,
the
I
whole
know.
thing.
people are
They're not
visual
circled.
learners.
They're not circled.
No.
I
You're 3 for
promise.
2 right now.
Yeah, just for the crowd.
Remy will throw it up.
Yeah. Remy, make sure he has 3 points on the screen.
Okay.
3 balls.
What is the term for the regular payments made to maintain an insurance policy?
So this is premium. So this is what you pay, as I mentioned throughout the the podcast.
Yeah.
It's premium.
Gotcha.
Then when it's like, oh, what's the cost or this, the money? It's always premium.
Selling premiums.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you, when
What's
you
your
say
premium?
you sold
Right, no,
$100,000 worth of
policies.
premium, that means that that's how much that one customer paid. They paid $100,000 for that 6-month or 1 year period.
Correct. Yeah. So that's premium. That's how insurance terms are.
Yeah.
Yes, premium.
Yeah. All right. Which regulatory body oversees the insurance industry in the United States?
So just to, you don't have to worry about reading these. It's D, National Association of Insurance Commissioners, NAIC.
Nice. Good
Yeah.
man.
Thank you.
You're a smart dude.
Oh, I appreciate
That's
it.
correct.
He's still.
And number
Like I said, well,
5.
when he puts his head to something, he's just
I try.
Seems that way.
Yeah, no.
Seriously.
It's like, same thing with my life and health license. I just woke up every single morning at 5. But I never use it, so I got to figure out how to use it.
Must be nice to have life and health. I just have life. Thanks,
Oh.
Allstate.
That's a shame.
Thanks,
Oh, they got
Allstate.
you good.
Bro,
But you
they
can-
gave me 2 half licenses. You
Not
didn't
the
make me
full?
sellable to any insurance market.
No.
Thank you.
Dude, if they see this, they're gonna be so upset.
They
You're
can
gonna be
lick it.
tired.
They got The Geico team did better.
Shout out to my mom. She works
Yeah.
for Geico.
Does
Oh,
she?
yeah?
Yeah.
Tell her to send me some leads.
The get-go.
All those rejects.
I don't know. You're talking to hedge fund. How about you send us some leads?
I'm selling them. I'm a broker.
Yeah.
Geico's
so-
insuring a hedge fund manager.
Yeah, throw them our way.
All
Sure,
right.
work with some
I do
business
know
owners.
someone that's a hedge fund
La-
manager.
last
That's
question
okay.
before we get back to the banter. What is the main difference? This is a life question, by the way. What is the main difference between a term and a whole life insurance policy?
So I know I don't have to look at this. I know how it is on.
I don't have to.
As he's
Well,
beaming
I'm trying
you.
to make sure. So I know how term is. Let me just read it. Term provides life coverage. No. Term policy offers death benefit only. Okay. So it is B. So term policies offer a death benefit only, while a whole policy builds cash value over time. That is true. So term, you can get like a 15-year term or a 30-year term, like how I would sell it. It's something called like mortgage protection.
Yeah.
You probably heard it. Like I have a lot of new home buyers. This is why I want to really focus on my life and health as well. Someone buys a new home. It's a weird scenario to bring up, but let's say your spouse passes away. Are you able to afford your mortgage?
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Well,
Yes. Well, this is why you get this when you're young. Let's say you're 29, 30 years old. You're young. Like it's very affordable. So you get this term that's 15 or 30 years. Let's say it's $200,000. Let's say the spouse does die, $200,000. You know, the thing is with whole life, it's like, it's the cash value. It's almost like a cash cow, where it's like you can get something called like an IUL, like an index universal life. You know, it's almost like you put your money into this, you know, this life policy, and you get paid out on it. It's like almost another investment tool. So it really is cool. And I know with whole life, it endows, meaning it ends at 100 years old. So meaning like if you do live to 100, like I guess
101, you're
congratulations.
screwed,
Yeah, then you're screwed. So at that point, like my
And
grand,
so is your family.
yeah, straight up, like that's exactly what
That
happened.
sucks.
Yeah.
My great grandpa lived to 100.
Die before 100,
Really?
folks.
Yeah,
Wow, and he had a whole life insurance policy.
I think he did have. a
So
whole
at
lot.
100, it's cut.
Done.
Damn.
You don't get the
in
cash.
Dallas, done.
You don't
Like
have to
all
live
the
out your
money in it
100?
just gets deployed.
Like how I remember, like I don't want to say yes or no. Like from what I just know that it's done. Like with whole life. Like I'm not saying that it may not get any payout because you are paying for that policy, but at the same time, like how whole life is, and like there's like installments, like anything. Like you can pay for the whole policy in full if you wanted to, you know. But clearly that counts as a lot of premium. So can you afford that? But yeah. So
Wow.
Yeah, I think life insurance is really interesting.
it is.
About how you can put into it, you can borrow against it, reap all the tax benefits from it. There's definitely a lot that goes into it.
Yep. And it's a lot of money. So when you do write a policy, let's say a term or a whole life, let's say the term is 20 grand, right? That's very expensive. You probably won't see one of those, but let's say it's 20 grand, just making a number up. You're getting that check up front for that 20 grand. So that's the cool thing with like life policies.
Yeah.
You probably know it. You get your full cut up front. So it's absolutely absurd. So like you have these people
As the broker, as the agent.
yeah,
Yeah.
a broker or agent. Let's say you write. Let's say, you know what? Let's make a more affordable one. Let's say it's $3,000, right, for this 15-year term. You know, you're paying let's say $20 a month. You get that full $3 grand up front. There's your check. $3
If
grand.
anything happens, do you get like clawed back or anything like that, or no?
No, I don't believe they can leave. It's one of those things. It's kind of like you can leave a term policy, but like when it comes to commissions, like I never had the issue. I I know, for example, like I had someone. This is actually recently. I wrote their homeowners. Wound up 5 months later, they got dropped because the inspector went there. They realized, you know what? There's moss on your roof, and you know a lot of people don't like moss. So who would have known? So
It's like 60 days or 30 days, right?
yeah, so they drop you, and it's like, oh, you have 30 days to shop here and there. But now you got to realize, I got the commission check already.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, okay, I had to practically,
Let me resell it now.
well, I had to give it back to the bookkeeper.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I gave the commissions back to the bookkeeper because at that point, it's like commissions don't belong there anymore because that's not mine. It's,
Now, do you have to, or is that something you did just because you're a good dude?
I just did it because it was, I guess, good of me to do because I don't want to screw my own agency.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, because it's like you realize it's coming out. It's like how it gets paid. It doesn't get paid direct deposit into me. These carriers it gets paid through the agency because they take their cut, and then I get it paid directly to me.
Yeah.
So
It's wild after 5 months because I thought it was like 30 days or 60 days.
they're so backed up. For example, I wrote a policy through Seashore, and they took the person. This is the one person took them 4 months. I had one person wait 3 months. I wrote
Look for the adjusters to get over there.
just
and
the inspector to get
inspector,
actually
yeah.
look at the home, and it's like they take months and months. It's so backed up where it's just like it's insane.
Yeah.
It's like same thing with upstate New York. No one's up there.
Especially in the winter season, bro. No one's inspecting.
That's the
that.
thing. Like I want to
They're not
find like
writing
if
either.
you have like a shit roof, shop during the winter during a snowy season, so they can't inspect the roof.
Yeah.
So at that point, they just think you have a good roof.
Oh yeah.
You can call it a day. You know, that's what I would do. But, you
if
know,
you go to trade in your car, trade it in during the rain.
no, you playing.
That's why you need to deal with Dan the insurance man.
Yeah,
Dan the
yeah,
insurance man.
exactly. I'm
He'll
here,
teach
I'm
you the
here.
tricks of the trade to
Oh
get you a
yeah,
nice
no, I
rate.
can tell you a few things. You know, clearly
Nice
off camera,
premium.
but like I can definitely help you.
Fair enough.
You know,
Fair enough.
I know who to call if I need life insurance.
maybe I do have my license. I'm not too good at it yet. I haven't. I just studied
I
it.
did a renter's insurance policy with them.
So yeah, so I did a renter's policy. So I was mentioning.
Actually
there's
lowered my
renters
car. It
insurance
lowered my
policies?
car
Well,
insurance.
there's
Yeah,
a
the
lot of
bundle.
things. So it's like it comes down to the renter's policy. I think it was like $150. It was really
It was
cheap.
cheap. It was like
It was
10,
ch-
15.
yeah.
It was like $10 a month, not even.
Yeah. So for example, like when I was first in it with Allstate, you know, Appio, I believe you're still with Allstate.
Yeah.
I think you save like 5 to 10% if you have a renter's policy.
They
So it
love
practically
bundles.
pays for itself. And the cool thing about this renter's policy is that you do get liability protection. I mean, if any injuries, let's say, you know, someone's over the house and they hurt themselves, it doesn't go through the actual homeowners. It goes through your renter's policy. So you're not screwing over the homeowners because you have liability protection coming from that renters. And yes.
I've never, because I've rented since I was 18. I've never even thought of
Yeah.
renters having
House
some
goes on
type
fire,
of
you get
insurance
stuff
policy.
Yeah. So you have
Yeah.
So
So if the house I live in right now goes on fire,
Flyer,
I'm not getting
floods.
anything.
You're screwed.
Nothing, yeah.
Oh,
bye bye.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, if you're renting it, let's
I
say,
didn't know that.
let's say,
That's crazy.
the cool thing about having a homeowner's policy or like a rental policies, there's two different ones. For example, if you have a DP3, it's called a dwelling like fire policy. Let's say you're renting out this policy to someone. Let's say you own a home. You're renting out this house to someone. The house burns down. Shit, I'm out of rent. What am I supposed to do? Wound up, insurance companies actually pay you a fair rental value for like rental loss. So they'll pay you like $3,000 a month, whatever it was, to pay back that missed time.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Same thing if you have a normal homeowners. They help you pay. They pay for you to relocate. So, for example, your house burns down. You're not paying rent somewhere else. The insurance company's like, all right, here's this much money. So, depending on your value of your home, it's all off of different types of increments or like percentages. So, let's say your home is 700,000. You know, personal other structures goes by is 10% of the 700.
Let me ask you this, hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
If I'm a landlord,
Yes.
I'm a landlord. We're in New York. Tenants have more rights than we do.
Of course.
And now this guy stopped paying rent. He's now a squatter. But I have that insurance policy where I get the rental income. For some reason, the house burns down, it floods, whatever the reason is.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I'll have rental income coming in while the house is being
For some
rebuilt,
reason.
Yeah.
and get my RC back, my replacement value, my replacement costs on the house as well. Hypothetically.
Yeah. So your house completely burns down. Hopefully the tenant's not there.
Hopefully the tenant's not there.
So the house completely burns down. Let's say it's a $700,000 home. Yes, you get your house rebuilt. Plus you get your rental loss. So let's say the same thing I was mentioning. They're percentages. So you're gonna get 20% of that 700,000 is your rental loss. So let's just do it as $1 million just to make it easy. $200,000. So you get $200,000 of rental loss in
Takes
your
a
pocket.
year to rebuild, whatever
Yep,
it
takes
is.
a year, whatever it is. Boop, pocket, right into your money. Done. Cha-ching. So, I
feel
can
like
tell
we're
you
in
some
the
fun things.
Prohibition era.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Lex Prohibition.
Damn the man, the insurance man, Henry.
Yeah,
For
I can
reals.
definitely tell you some cool stuff.
So,
No, I'm just kidding.
Daniel, so before we sign off for the night, there's a young, ambitious kid watching this. How does he get into insurance? What should he do? What should he look forward to?
Okay. Best way to explain it. So if you want to get into it, try to look at forward of the camera.
Give us a monologue.
All right. So I'm just trying to look
You got
at it.
1
Like
minute,
if I'm
Dan.
talking to
Dan,
one
you got
person,
1
1 minute.
Yeah.
All right.
This one's for you.
Yeah.
This is
And
for you if you
you.
want to get into it. All right. If you want to make, let's say you're out of college and you don't know what to do, right? This is a good scenario where you can practically make a good type of base salary. So for example, even find a place to rent. Let's say you're getting kicked out of your parents' house. You can still make some money, still, produce some nice premiums. So you can go in it, get your license in 30 days, like how I did it. Just study your ass off. You get it in 30 days. And same thing. You can go to something called Exam FX. It's, a really good service. You study there. They times you right there. So if you leave it open, counts the hours, just saying. So at that point, you do your 95
Dark
hours
side, Dan.
on, but
He's no Jedi.
yeah, but you do your Exam FX
I'm
and
a
then bam,
Jedi.
they help you sign up the course right there for the state. You take the state course, 150 questions. I think it's like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then they tell you right there, pass or fail. You pass it. Guess what? You get a job instantly, at like practically any company, because no one has their licenses. So if you go to Allstate or State Farm,
That's
they will
on tap
pay
market.
for your licenses and they will start you. So meaning that they would actually start like base pay for you. You go in there, we like your ambition, we'll pay you. We'll start paying you now and we'll pay for your course now.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you get your license. And if you want to become a broker and find your own thing, definitely I advise to find a place that offers you a book. That's the most important in my eyes, because if you want to build, your retirement plan, build that type of relationship over time, you gotta realize it's like you work for yourself. Like you're your own boss. You may work for someone else or work for underneath someone, but you're still your own boss.
Yeah.
You represent yourself, and you gotta make sure it's a good picture. So, but yeah, I would say do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great tricks. And you would always recommend the broker route.
I would recommend the broker route, but first, I would definitely recommend being an agent first, like a company, just because that's where I learned the most I did. If I didn't go
training.
yeah, like how you were saying before, like you went to a broker before you went to, a team.
Join the team
It was difficult because like with an agent, when you work for a company, they teach you from ground up because they know you're new. Dan, this is it. This is how you do it. This is how you get it. And usually I'm cold calling. I was doing 100 cold calls a day with Allstate. A day. So at one point you got used to not being nervous anymore. So at one point, it's just like, that's why I don't care about handing out my cell phone number. Like when I see a random phone number, I used to run from that. I would never hang up. I would just hang up instantly. I'm not touching it. See a random phone number? How you doing? My name is Dan. How can I help you? And it's just like, it's one of those things. It's like, and then it's definitely a transition I would take. Let's say I would stick with the company for a year. Let's say an agent as being a State Farm Allstate, and then transfer out and go to a broker. That's my preference or opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dan, what's your favorite quote that keeps you pushing?
Favorite quote?
Yep, favorite quote.
I'm trying to think.
Nope, it's got to be off the top of the head.
Danny
Which one that
Goggins.
clicks into your head? I got a couple that are always spinning.
Make money, create history.
There you go, bang.
Make money,
sir.
create history.
Make money,
Yeah.
create
Yeah.
history.
Yeah, make money, create history.
Rags to riches.
Yeah.
Rags to riches.
Rags to riches.
Rexington be Lexington.
Yeah.
Nice.
American dream.
Episode 12,
Take
guys.
risk.
Episode 12.
Episode
Dan,
12.
thank you
Episode
so much.
Dan, thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming
Of course,
on.
of course.
We
No, I
really
appreciate it. Thank you so
We
much,
Appreciate it.
guys.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well,
You're a great friend of the show.
Any
am.
any last little
Anything you want to plug before we go?
yeah, shout your
What?
Instagram out, shout your something out, LinkedIn.
my
I know you're on
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, Dan
I know.
Henry.
Network.
Yeah, I'm more positive. Dan Henry. I really don't like. I use LinkedIn, but it's funny. It's like I don't pay attention to my name. But yeah, you should be able to find me. I'm one good-looking guy
What's your
on there.
Instagram?
Danny Henry. Actually, no, Dan Henry 23, I believe it is.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah,
Dan
I
Henry
try
23.
to take the 23 out. Could never find out how to. You know, I
got
always
your
try
handle.
to, and it says like, sorry, this name is taken.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit. All right. And at one point, I was like,
Well,
I'm
now
gonna
it's
leave
Dan.
it.
Now it's Dan, the
Dan,
insurance man.
As a young, inspiring book owner, Lex Media will help you out with that. We do that kind of media management. So
Amazing.
we'll come in, we'll do that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see that. Yeah, because
course.
I definitely want to expand, like how I was saying, California, Florida,
Yeah, yeah.
as
Yes,
much
sir.
as they're harder places
We'll
to
get
write.
you expanded, brother.
Yeah.
Facebook
Yes, sir.
ads and
We'll
get
get
me out there.
some digital media marketing. Yes,
course.
sir. Get your name out there. Well, let's give it up for Dan. Dan, the insurance
Dan, the
man.
insurance man.
Thanks for coming down on the
Of course.
show.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
God
you.
bless
Bless you,
Dan.
brother.
God bless him, and God bless Lexington Capital Holdings.
God bless America.
God bless
God bless
America. That's what I meant
God
to
bless
say.
America.
God bless America.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Hold on.
I don't give a piss about nothing but
Lexington.
Lexington.
Blitz, Lex,
Blitz, Lex, Blitz.